Hello and welcome to today's video. My topic for today, what your prospects really think. Okay, what in the heck is really going on in their heads, right? I'm wondering whether you have any idea what they're thinking, because I'm going to share some things with you today that may shock you. All right, think about this. People these days, they're flooded with information. They're overwhelmed with information. Years ago when I first started in sales, one of the key things about the salesperson was to provide information, because apart from the Encyclopedia Britannica or the local newspaper or the public library, right, where else can they get the information from? So the salesperson was charged with the opportunity of providing the information to the potential client. And of course that made them pretty important in terms of the client relationship, right? But these days with Google, you can find anything you want. They don't need you for information. That's the last thing they want, right? Because they're just completely swamped in it right now, okay? So when you think about that, what do they really want? Now, I know they want people to understand them, right? Of course. And they want people who are prepared to listen to them. And they want people who show empathy and integrity with them and tell the truth to them and are probably more than anything else transparent with them, okay? But all these soft skills, they're brilliant in terms of relationship building. But to be quite frank, it's not enough these days. These days, you have to go an extra step. And if you're finding that your sales results aren't getting what you want, if you're not building your team at the speed that you want to do, or you're not building it at all, then more than likely you're missing an important element, because it's got nothing to do with your integrity, your levels of understanding, your empathy levels, all those soft skills. It's got something else. I'll share it with you right now. My name is Beckenham, the village marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border. So apart from the soft skills, apart from the fact that people can see that you're basically honest, they can see that you are transparent with them, that they can see that you are trying to understand them. What they're looking for is an expert. What they're looking for is an authority. What they're looking for is a leader of some sort that actually can sit with them and explain to them all this info they've got already, because they're completely swamped in it. And that's the point of it. When people are confused, they can't make a decision, and they won't make a decision. And why should they? So one of your key roles is to cut through all this confusion. And in order to do that, you need to be pretty darn good at what you do. So let me ask you right now, to be perceived as someone who is some sort of an expert doesn't mean you have to make $1 million online. No. But what is your posture right now? What is your posture when you approach and talk with people? Is it from a position of expertise? Is it from a position of confidence in knowing what you're talking about? Is it from a position of authority? Because if it's not, that's where you're missing. That's where you're losing people right from the word go, because they are looking for a leader. They are looking for not just leadership, but someone with some expertise, okay? Now, let me share this with you. They may not tell you. They may not tell you. But if you earn their respect and their trust, and you can do that by sharing value with them, right? And I'll come back to that in a minute. If you earn their respect and trust, then they will then get you to help them with their very biggest problem, right? And you know what their biggest problem is? I'll share it with you. Their biggest problem is to help them make a buying decision. That's what their problem is, because they're bloody confused, right? And if they trust you and you become a trusted partner with them in this conversation with them, then they'll work with you. And why can't it be you? Why can't it be you to work with them as a trusted advisor type role, okay, and help them get to a decision that's in their best interest? Now, whether it's your particular offer or not is inconsequential in one way, okay? Because you remember we said before, there's ethics and integrity involved here, but they are looking for understanding and, more important, expertise and education from you. Not to teach them any more information, but to take the information they've got right now and make bloody sense of it to them. Now, that also means, by the way, you need to be up to date. You need to know what's going on in your market. You need to know what the latest trends are. You need to know what your competition's all about. And never, ever knock your competition. Do not do that. That is a very quick way to lose the credibility you've got, because that's the key issue that your prospect is looking for. Your credibility is coming via your position and your posture. And you can mention your competitors in a positive, not in a negative way. Everyone's got something plus about them. Be prepared to do that. Be prepared to share that. Don't just knock them down in order to put yourself up. Because if you do that, I can tell you immediately the prospect will think, this is just a sales pitch, right? This has got nothing to do with trying to help me at all. Just you're trying to help yourself get a sale. That's what they're going to be thinking, all right? So please, please, please be aware of that, okay? The other thing is this: the higher the price your particular offer is, the more trust they will require from you, and more important, the more guidance they will require from you in making a buying decision. If it's a $7 offer, you probably don't need much guidance, that's for sure, right? But if it's $777, yes. And you need to earn that right to be their guided, trusted advisor by adding value to them. And the way you add value to them, right, is to make them aware of what's going on in the marketplace right now, to make them aware that all the information they've got, if it's confusing them, you are prepared to take the time with them to help them sort it out in their best interests. All right? Key thing, right? Now, what I'm really trying to say to you is this: that the trust comes really not from your soft skills of empathy and understanding and being prepared to listen. The trust and respect comes from you demonstrating to the prospect that you are the person who can help them, that you have the expertise, that you have the credibility to help them make sense of all the information they already have. If you can do that, then you're in the box seat in terms of getting a potential client and in terms of dealing with a person in the most ethical, empathetic, and helpful way, all right? In other words, know your stuff. Excuse my granddaughter here. Okay, know your stuff. Thank you. Grandpa's busy. Okay, that's a pattern interrupt, by the way, for those of you who are in marketing, all right? So make sure you know your stuff. Make sure you know it, okay? And be up to date. Keep up to date with things. And I'll finish with this. Here are 4 key questions that will probably be in your prospect's head right now, on the assumption that they are prepared to talk to you up front, okay? Now, they will talk to you up front if they perceive you to be someone who is an expert or an authority or someone with some credibility. And by the way, this book, which is available for free, okay, it's not mine, Anik Siegel's Escape, Anik Siegel's Escape, okay? Check it out. Go on Google and check it out. He talks about, this is the best-selling thing about the 4 stages of becoming a successful entrepreneur. But in particular, this is what he says, okay? And I just want to check it out with you. He actually talks, it's on page 137, by the way. He says, are you doing at least one thing every single day to show your credibility, to prove your credibility, and to share your credibility? That's the message he's giving you, and that's exactly the message I'm giving you now. Look back at your profiles in social media. If someone came across it, does it give them the impression that you know what you're talking about? Or is it you're just tied up with your dogs and your cats and that sort of stuff? Look at the posts you're making in social media. Do you at least give some post that gives you some credibility as being someone that knows what they're talking about? I mean, that's exactly why I do these Facebook Lives. That's totally transparent with you, to show you I've got some idea what I'm talking about. So you need to have some sort of regular posting arrangement on your social media, because that's a key issue for many of you, right? That indicates that you are some sort of authority, that you know what you're talking about. Okay, you haven't got to be salesy. Just show people that you know what you're talking about. Here are the 4 questions. Sorry to hold you up. Here's the 4 questions that are in the prospects' minds, and you've got to get them to open up and tell you. Okay, and when they open up and tell you, then you are providing the service they're looking for. The first thing is this: why me? You know, why should I do something about my particular issue right now? Maybe I'm so darn confused, I'll just put it off. Secondly, why you? Why should I share what I've got going on in my head with someone like you? Okay? Give me some reasons to trust you. Give me some demonstrations to show me that you know what you're talking about. Demonstrate your expertise and credibility with me. That's what they're saying. Number 3, why this? Why should I even bother with it if it's not really going to work? Okay, why should I bother? Is it something that I need? Is there something I need to know? Because there's so much information, I'm confused. Am I missing the critical bit? If I'm missing something critical, what in the heck is it? Tell me that, all right? And finally, why now? Why now? If you show me what the situation is, if you explain to me what the problem is, if you give me the latest trends and tell me why I need to look at this, then tell me why I need to do something about it right now. They're the 4 questions in their head. If you can get hold of those things, okay, remember what Eric Siegel told you, right? Demonstrate every day, demonstrate every single day, at least one way that you can build your credibility, and you'll build your credibility with your prospect if you can answer those 4 questions. Okay, thanks for sharing your time with me. I hope you got some benefits from that. My call to action for today, very simple. I've got a Facebook group called Your Next Level. If you're interested in joining us, Your Next Level, come and check us out, okay? Just answer the 3 simple questions and join the community. I try to share as much as I can in there to help every single person to build themselves and their business to go to the next level. All the best. Thank you for taking your time with me. Many blessings from Thailand. Bye for now.